How's it going? Um, Funny story. Yesterday, for those of you who were here yesterday, you might recall an instant, and when I say instant, I mean like the entire like last hour of the stream, where we like all that was discussed, like the only topic for discussion whatsoever was starting over the project from the ground level, rebuilding it in a completely different language, using completely different tools, and the cause of this or what prompted this fairly dramatic change was that the game would not, for the life of it, run at a reasonable frame rate. It was just deplorably bad. It was just like so slow and like so intolerably uh, it was literally down to like 8 frames per second a lot of the time, and I was like freaking out about it. I was freaking out, and so the I'll probably have to mention this a few times today to explain to people who show up like why, like how I fixed it. But the important thing is I fixed it. I fixed it. I guess not to leave you in suspense. My computer had switched into my laptop. I'm working on my laptop right now, and it had switched into power saver low performance mode. And so it just all right. So now the game's run. Anyways, I switched it back, and now the game's running like at 25 frames per second, which I'm not going to complain about that at this point. Like I think the game doesn't actually run faster than 20 frames per second. I was thinking about it, and I think like no, I guess it technically could. It could kind of technically run faster than like 20 frames per second, but like I don't know. For now, I'm just gonna call this fine. I think we'll see. One of the nice things about what we accomplished yesterday is that I came to terms with possibly having to restart the project from scratch at some point. I don't plan on doing that right now, but hey, if I ever have to, I'll at least be able to summon the courage or the strength within myself to embark on that. So let's move this out of the backlog because I don't think we're going to be starting over right now. um, Expanded character set. Oh yeah. So actually, yesterday one of the things. Yeah. Before I got distracted with like all this other stuff, one of the things I was talking about was making it so that the it's weird that it's running at. It's a little concerning that it's running at like 21 frames per second, like in that range right now. Just because yesterday when I tested it, it was like up to like 40 frames per second. So maybe I'm in like pseudo low power mode or something. I don't know. The nice thing is that I know the game can run faster. I know it's not literally impossible for the game to run faster. So maybe it's just a matter of like choosing the right power settings for my laptop. But if that's all it is, then that's fine. I can totally do that. Um, Maybe I'll just do like the high performance power plan. Maybe I don't know. I'll just try like maxing out those things. Anyways, yeah. One of the things we talked before we got distracted yesterday. One of the things we talked about was an expanded character set. I think I'm actually gonna switch to. I think I'm actually gonna change fonts instead. Um, because we ran a test and Pygame can actually do font stuff. One of the things I actually when I was looking at when I was looking up yeah, look, this is Pygame doing font stuff, just printing the letter W again and again and again. So yeah, so when I was looking up so the way I figured out what was up with the game, I actually don't even know. I think it was like it just like came to me in a dream, not literally, but like um, it's not a big deal, but I'm gonna speed up the snow. It feels like the snow is slow again. I feel like I increased the speed of the snow before, and it feels like it's got slow again somehow. Am I am I not doing? Sorry, I'm like all over the place. But am I? I should be multiplying in frame like delta frame to the. What would that be? That would be like pause v or like pause. No, not pause nt. Pause like V or like VPause or something. Hey Marty, how's it going? Welcome. Uh, no, not environment phase. What would it be? It'd be an aspect of the uh, background layer. Yeah, vert scroll. Or no, yeah, vert scroll. Yeah. Uh, vert scroll. Uh, yeah. Okay, so we are using delta frame. I guess I just have to change the speed of this now. It's just a little too slow again. I feel like it's been going like too slow, too fast, too slow. I like for such a subtle detail. I find myself changing it surprisingly often, but whatevs. All right. So did I? Yeah, never mind. All right. So backgrounds. Real quick. Snow. Data. Where's the data file? Data. So it's falling at a rate of 6 and 4. It doesn't feel like it's falling at a rate of 6 and 4, but whatever. I'll just like bump it up to like, I don't know, like 10 and 7 or something like that, or like 10 and 6. I guess it's fine. Something like that. All right. So yeah, save that. So yeah, I'm not gonna restart the script or anything, but okay. So yeah, so the font stuff. Yeah, when so before I figured out what was wrong with the game yesterday, Zero, yeah. Funny story. My at like 1:30 in the morning last night, or there's like at 1 o'clock in the morning last night, I realized that my laptop had switched to low performance like power saver mode, and it was literally running everything at low perform. It was like throttling the performance of like all the programs that were running on my computer. So like I feel better about this because like the thing I kept saying yesterday is like I feel like I'm upholding my end of the bargain, and I feel like the technology is just failing to perform to expectations, and it literally was. So that was an exciting discovery. And so for now I'm staying the course. The numbers actually aren't as beautiful as I would have hoped per se, but so far they're not as bad as they were yesterday, so I'm gonna go with it for now. Like, what are we seeing for frame rate? We're seeing like 22 frames per second, which honestly, like yesterday when I don't know. Maybe I still have to figure out the power settings because yesterday, once I like cracked it, I got it up to like 40 something frames per second. But yeah, I don't know. I know it's not impossible to run a little bit faster. So I'm. It doesn't feel like a dead end anymore, I guess. Okay. So yeah. So tech stuff. When I was looking up how to make Pygame run faster, oh yeah, oh, you know what? Actually, I ended up doing work yesterday because I got like so involved in this. So I'm actually gonna quickly, just because like so far I've done this entire project online, and so I feel bad about having like worked on it a little bit yesterday offline. So actually, before I get started with other things, the first thing I'm going to do is to recap quickly what I did last night. At 1 in the morning when I was desperately trying to make things work, and then once I did get things working, I was like, oh well, I guess I might as well fix a few bugs while I'm here. So it mostly had to do with the stuff that we implemented yesterday, like having to do with the names and stuff. So yeah, so let's diff this to the previous version. So right, yeah, I set it back to the true version of the script. Now that's a real script again. The thing that so I was getting like weird stuff happening with like linked, was it with linked accounts? Yeah, I was getting like weird things happening with like fixing, like updating the name of a player for linked accounts, specifically for reverse linked accounts, and it took me a little while to figure that out. So this was just me putting in debug information to help make sure that like the links are happening appropriately. So global web messages. I don't know if this was strictly necessary, but it occurred to me that I wasn't like in the place where I was actually like adding web messages onto the queue. Like I hadn't referenced it globally. Again, I like it's really unclear to me what like when is in fact the appropriate time to declare global and when you don't need to. I should purchase ultra powerful desktop PC with huge 24. That is actually one thing that I started thinking about today. I was like, well, so if my laptop, because my laptop, has a laptop fan, right? It doesn't have like a high tech cooling system. So like if performance like really actually becomes a concern for my laptop, then like I might want to switch to using my desktop, I guess. The thing is, like, funny you mentioned, I actually don't have a very good monitor uh, for my desktop. So if I tried to stream from my desktop right now, like everything would be really tiny, like it'd be like Squishovision. So rather it'd be like everything would be blown up and I could fit in like nothing on screen and everything would be squished. Yeah. So I might, if I did that, I would have to probably get a SSD for my desktop. The main reason I don't use my desktop is because it doesn't have an SSD, and I'm spoiled now that I have one on my laptop. And then what else? A new monitor. Yeah. So I'd probably need. I probably would need both of those. I have the desktop. Like, funny thing about my desktop is it actually has roughly the same specs as my laptop because my desktop is a few years old at this point. But yeah, I don't know. It has a much better cooling system. It has a really nice tower. Like the tower has like fans like on all sides of it, so it's like constant like circulation, and like it's really cool. The way it's set up is like it's designed. It's kind of like sitting on its face. Like if you think of how you traditionally picture a desktop tower, like it has like the stuff in the front and then the plugs in the back. It's kind of like sitting on its face. Of course, like the stuff on the front, like is still on the front, right? That stuff didn't move, but like the like all the plugs and stuff are right on the top of it. So you can just like plug things in without having to like wrestle behind it and like spin stuff around. And then also the fans blow upwards. So the fans have like a intake from the bottom and they blow upwards because warm air rises. So yeah. All right. Anyways, it's really cool. So I don't know. We'll see. So what is this about? What did we change here? Oh yeah, I just changed how I add myself and Trusty Bard to the player dictionary, because we're like Trusty Bard and I are always in the game, and so instead, oh yeah, and then for some reason, actually I changed it yesterday, but for some reason when I changed it yesterday, I was like doing, what was it? Yeah, okay, I was using real name like excessively often, so instead I'm just using real name once. And then just referencing name in these cases. And then the other thing is like when I put together this graphics message, like I don't even know what I was trying to do here. I mean, I know what I was trying to do, but like I don't know how I thought this would be the correct thing to do. I was sending over I was sending over name, which wasn't even a thing in this context. Like name didn't even exist in this context. So like I was just like plugging in random things, and I forgot to indicate like what the message was. So what I was actually trying to do was like this. And so I switched that over. I was accidentally hitting the wrong queue, and I was like accidentally saving players' names as like the wrong thing. Oh, fun fact! I'm actually saving players' names correctly. So now like if we go in the player dictionary, for example, with like the system like automatically, let's see, there's got to be someone in here for what it is, like update name. Yeah, update name. So like the cool thing about this now is that like. Sorry for calling people out, but just like, for example, like Flute Dude here, like IRC only knows Flute Dude as like Flute Dude because like it always comes through as like all lowercase. But what we do now is we send it a web call, and now we found out that Flute Dude is capital F, capital D. And so now we can actually, now if we go to Flute, sorry for calling players out. I try not to call players out when I can avoid it, but I'm just sorry, I'm using you as an example right now. So that actually gets saved now, and so now we can actually know what is the correct capitalization for players' names, which is not a huge deal per se, but it's just one of those things that's important to me because like I don't know, yeah. So like Marty, for example, like it'll know now that Marty is supposed to be spelled with lowercase m, and it does that, so it does that automatically now. And so that's the thing I fixed. The funny thing though, before I 100% fixed it, was that I was actually I was referencing the wrong message, and so it was saving players' names as like random other people's names. It would like it saved like Trusty Bard as Lauren, and it saved like Lauren as like Caps Island, or like it was like all over the place. But that's fixed now too. Also, for some reason, like this was the one that took me the longest to figure out. For some reason, it wasn't crashing when I said backlinkdictionary.keys, like Kays. I was trying to say .keys, but like it didn't crash on this. Like it just let this evaluate for the longest time. The only reason I actually figured this out is because I just eventually was like, wait a second, that's not an A, that's not an E, that's an A. But like it was one of those things where I typed it and my stupid fingers must have hit the wrong key. In my brain, I had typed the correct thing, and so I didn't even bother to look like if there was a type. I don't know. It's just the weirdest thing that like apparently backlinkdictionary.keys is like, okay, that's fine. I'll evaluate and not crash or anything. Um, that's is keys like actually a thing? Like, do dictionaries actually have a keys value or a keys function? Because if so, that's weird. um, excuse me. So, um, so what else are we doing here? Oh yeah, just for convenience, I'm printing out web messages. I'm printing out all messages as they come through. I might like when I print out these messages, I might want to indicate like what thread they're on, because like for example, we send an update name thread on both the data and graphics threads, and so now we just have like two apparently duplicate ones because it doesn't really indicate like which is which. But I guess that's not a huge deal for now. I guess we'll see. We'll find out later if that is something that we should be changing, or if it's like it's fine how it is. Right, this is the thing that reminded me about things. When I was looking at ways to make Pygame run faster, one of the things I found was a suggestion for double buffer. So what double buffering means, from my understanding, is basically instead of like so like without double buffering, Pygame like draws the scene and then it draws the scene again and then puts the and then like basically it draws the scene and shows it, and then once it's done, it starts drawing the next frame of the scene, and then it shows that one, and then it starts showing the next frame of the scene, and then it shows that one. Double buffering basically means that instead of just like working on one and then one and then one, it works on one and then it works on the other and then it puts up the other and then it works on the other. So it kind of has like, instead of like just having one that it keeps like redoing, it has like two that it keeps like switching between. So I think like it's supposed to give like a slight advantage in that like it can do some of the work on the next one while the previous one is still like flipping up. So I don't know. I guess like there's if you know unless as long as your hardware can support it, like there's no reason not to double buff, as far as I can tell. Or I'm at least trying it to see. And like I think yesterday when I tried this, it brought the frame rate from 8 frames per second up to like 9 frames per second or something like that. So it seemed like it did have like a marginal improvement, and there was no problem there. Right. Oh yeah. The other thing I realized, it took me a while to figure out why the names weren't working. And another thing I realized is that I wasn't ever calling the name thread, and then I just put a space between these parameters for no particular reason, and also these ones for no particular reason. And then lastly, yeah, the other thing and then finally, the last thing that I couldn't, actually, these are roughly in chronological order, because the last thing I couldn't figure out how to fix was, like, why were the players who get their names updated, why were they not coming out of lurking mode? And it's because if you accidentally say, like, if gplayer lurking equals 1, it'll correct you and be like, I think you meant equals. But if you say, if you just if you accidentally, for an assignment operation, accidentally replace it with equals instead of just equals, that's actually just a valid Boolean term, and it will not error and evaluate. So like, this is another fun error that eventually I was just like, like, because like I don't know. It's one of those things, like, when I'm looking at my code, like, I don't always see what's written there. Sometimes all I see is what I wanted to write there. And so, for example, like, with things like this, like, whenever I glanced at this, I saw the correct thing. Like, in my head, I was seeing, like, an assignment operation, when actually it was just, like, this Boolean term. Anyways, we fixed that, and then we were good to go. And so now, as you see, like, the names actually work. So you can't really tell a difference between. So all you can really tell that what I changed is that the names still work, because actually the names were broken yesterday after I made a bunch of changes, but they work again. And no, so now what we can do is when we switch fonts, we can actually use lowercase characters. Yeah, okay, so I got on all of this tangent because it occurred to me when I was looking up performance-saving Pygame stuff yesterday. One of the things it suggested is not, like, when you want to blit text, don't do this, like, blit text, don't do this ASAP render thing. Instead, render out your characters in advance and reference render out the characters that you need, save those characters, and then and then uh, continue to reference those, like keep those in memory basically, instead of re-rendering them every time, because apparently re-rendering them every time is a lot slower, which actually works out because I was kind of thinking of taking that approach. Anyways, so if I run this thing again, we can see like what Alt's doing right now is it's uh, it's just drawing characters on like a thing, and then what I want to do though is kind of what we were doing with the text before. Like I was saying, one of my like hesitance about like switching text or switching like fonts was it had to do with how like these characters are set up. Like this is like kind of grainy, but like nope. Which one am I looking for? This one? Probably this one. Yeah. So the way I have the characters set up, like they have two drop shadows in two different directions. So the nice thing about having to pre-render the font anyways is that I can pre-render the font like 3 times over. Like I can render the drop shadows and the font and save those and reference those. The difference. Okay, so yeah, so one of the difference between how I'm doing things now and how I will need to be doing things in the near future. What is it? Like it'll be like it'll be that I will need to. Oh yeah, so monospace. My current font is monospace. The font that I'm planning on using is not. So my options, I guess, are to stick with a monospace font. Like I could, like the font that I wanted to use is just like, well, it was literally the one that we were seeing here. It was just, I just think it looks nice. It's like, like, whoops, yeah, yeah, PyCharm, you jerk. It's just like, I don't know. I just like it. So I'm just gonna print garbage here and like just to show what it looks like. It's just like, I don't know. I just like this font. It's the font that I use for like the Twitch notifications that show up on stream, and it's also the font that I use for like the little messages that show up in the corner of the screen. So I don't know, consistency. I guess might be a reason why. So another thing, one reason that I might want. One reason I might want to not use ASAP though is if it's weird that everything's the same font. Like if it like, I don't know, it's the sort of thing that I probably won't be able to tell until I see, like I implement it and like actually see it in context and can compare it like back by looking back at the video. Because like if it's weird that like the game text and the notification text and like all the text is the same font, like if it looks like if it gets ambiguous about like what the, I don't know. But we'll see, and possibly have to shift. But I think like the work that I'll do to set this up will probably be reusable in regardless of which font I ultimately use. So, right, right now we just have like we just have a value. Excuse me, we just have a value for the width of a character because we know what the width of a character is going to be. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so a few fun things that we'll want to do for backgrounds. Backgrounds have these action frame things, which right now it's just fixed at the exact width of the character. So that way, when we we just blit this once for each character that we're blitting, and then we have like a background that is the exact correct length. So, I guess the gist is that instead of doing that, I'll want to. So one thing I was thinking is I could just literally make this file. I was gonna say I could just make this file the width of the screen, and then like no matter how long we need it to be, we can just like render whatever like whatever width of that we want for any given task, and then. The alternative, I guess, would just be to like leave it as it is and just like blit it. So the thing about that is if we just leave it at like this size, technically that's a little less wasteful of memory because it's like a very simple thing. It's literally just like, I mean, it doesn't even have to be this wide. It's literally just like one set of like one vertical stripe of pixels just repeated like across the thing. So like, I don't know which would be better, to like cut down on blit calls or to like cut down on memory. It probably doesn't matter super much. So maybe I'll just do the maybe I will just do the thing where I just like stretch it out because that might be easiest. And I guess I actually don't need it to be like the entire width of the screen necessarily because I'll never actually like blit it that wide. Although I guess it doesn't really hurt to have it like that. Anyways, that's a relatively minor detail. The bigger deal is that we kind of have to like we need like so we need to assemble these letters. We need to assemble the character set that we need for this text. Oh, sorry, something just occurred to me. What happens if we like render an invalid character? Hopefully it just turns into that like square box thing or something. But like what if we tried to toolbars, touch keyboard, like what if we tried to like render emojis or something? I wonder what this will do. I mean, it seems like it just doesn't care for that. Yeah, it really doesn't care for that non-ASCII character. So maybe I don't have to worry about that. It was just occurring to me that, like, yeah, I guess this isn't, like, a new problem. I guess, like, this script always, like, only worked with specific characters. So I guess I probably won't worry about this. I'll just wait and to see if an error comes up, and if an error comes up, then we can deal with it later. But yeah, Python doesn't like emojis, turns out. Uh, all right, so I guess I'm just gonna define like a character. Like I'm gonna have like we're gonna be using like Pygame's idea of a font in order to generate the font, I guess. But then we're also gonna have like our own idea of a font for how we keep track of that generated data. Because like we said, we don't want to discard that data. We want to retain that data. So like let's have a class for character. And I don't know, it's going to be fairly simple. I think so I think we're going to have two different like treatments. Excuse me, because we have like one. Huh. Oh no. No, I'm just going to keep two separate fonts. So like actually our character is going to be fairly simple. It's basically just going to be like image equals pygame dot surface surface pygame. Wait, what? How do we? Yeah, pygame. Oh, capital S surface. Oh yeah, it's right. It's right freaking here. Capital S surface surface with the term 0, 0 for starters, and then what's the other thing? Width. Yeah, we only need to keep track of width, and width will equal an integer, I believe. We only need to keep track of width because the height of the font isn't going to change on a character by character basis. At least not the way we think of the like. Technically, the characters will be like, some of them, like a lowercase I is not as tall as like capital T, for example. But like we don't care about that difference in height, so like that's not going to have a functional difference in like how we blit these characters. So okay, let's huh. Yeah. Oh, kerning. I hadn't really thought about kerning. Um, oh yeah. Huh. I was kind of thinking we would fabricate the characters and then I was thinking we might fabricate the characters and then just like piece the characters back together ourselves, kind of like what we're doing with our custom font right now. But like, I don't know if that'll work exactly. Because like the spacing between characters like might not turn out consistent. It might not turn out very consistent that way. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna test that out first before I go about implementing it. So all right, so we're gonna say like position equals 0, and then how are we gonna do this? It's gonna be like So okay, so we'll say for so okay, so we'll say li in this list here. For li in this list of characters here, we'll say blit text li. Oops, why did you replace that? I did not want that to be replaced. Li. I think if I did this, it'll just stack all the characters on top of each other, right? Because they're all just like in the same position. So what I want to do is instead I want to say text position. So right, so pause. Or no, we don't do this yet. Hey, congratulations to whoever leveled up. So we say. So first we blit. Yeah, okay. So first we blit not just a text position. We blit to. We'll make a new pygame. Pygame dot rect. Is it capital R rect? Rect, yeah. Rect. And it'll be text position. Text position dot. Can we? What are the attributes of a rectangle in pygame? They're like. I don't know. It's like x, y, height, width, or something like that. Wait, what? How do we get the values back out? Give us your values. Give us your values. Oh, right center? Wait, what? A rect object has several virtual attributes which can be used to... I don't want to move it. I just want to look at them. So x, y... width, I guess. Where's width? Yeah, width. Width. Right? Am I crazy? So wait, no, how do we declare the rectangle? Yeah, left, top, width, height. Okay. So left, yeah, right. So left, wait, no, left is the one that we actually want to replace with pause. We want to, instead of using like text pause, blah, 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 we just want to use pause. The variable that we're not yet updating, but will update. And then for the rest of the values, we want to use text. Oh, actually. Well, no, you know what? I can just use text pause now that I think about it, because like if I was reading that correctly, I can just go text pause dot left plus equals pause. If I was reading that correctly, then that will like it said like I can access these to like as it says these virtual functions, I can change them. So okay, and then we'll say like actually I guess we can do it here or whatever. Pause plus equals text pause dot width. So this is like fake kerning, I guess. Let's see what this does. Okay, I feel like fake kerning is fine, because instead of like actual, and then maybe fake kerning is like, maybe this is real kerning. Like maybe this is how like this is oh wait maps and apps. Sorry to hear about that. But yeah, SideQuest does run on Twitch accounts, so it does go by your account. Yeah, sorry about that. If you link your accounts, you can save your you won't lose your progress. Hey, that's a new follower noise. Just by Dragon, welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for following. Yeah, maps and apps. I was just gonna say, if you link your accounts, you won't lose your progress anymore, because when your accounts are linked, both accounts level up together, And so if you ever separate your accounts, both of your accounts will be that level, or they'll both have gained experience. So like, so when you relink your new accounts, as long as you don't change both of your accounts, then you'll save your progress that way. Um, uh, just throwing that out there. I don't know if changing your accounts is something you do often, but I know it doesn't help you now, but well, actually, it could, because if you had linked your old accounts, I don't know what your old account was. I don't know what your old account was, but if it was a linked account, then hey, Alchemist, welcome. Uh, we're not restarting the project yet. Wonderful news. Um, all right, so yeah, so this fake kerning I think actually looks fine. So I'm gonna go. Yeah, if yeah, so right now you can link your Twitch and Twitter accounts, and like even if you don't use Twitter, then like I don't know, it'll at least have that added benefit of like you won't lose your progress, right? So I don't know. Also, it tells you it like all Trusty Bard really does with your Twitter account right now is he tells you when you level up. You can also play the game through Twitter, but I mean like yeah. Uh, Excuse me. Thank you, Hashingsi. Um, all right, so this this lovely message I think is looking good, and I think so. I'll probably go with this. So yeah, so when we keep track of these characters, we're just gonna keep track of their surface as we blit them, and their width, and so we're gonna put together like separate fonts now. So fonts are basically just gonna be dictionaries. So I don't think we need a separate class for. Oh no, we do want a separate class for fonts because, yeah, because fonts keep track of the height. So so class or class class font. We'll say what do fonts have? Fonts have a dictionary of or so it has chars. Uh, is a dictionary. Oh, so we'll need to say def underbar underbar init underbar self. Whoops. Wow, double self. Thanks. Really helpful. And then self dot chars equals dicts. Mhm. I I don't know exactly how to populate these things. I like No, I guess I do. I'll just populate them for like the full character set, I guess, because I don't like. I was thinking like I could just populate the characters in this. Oh, maybe yeah. Maybe, okay, you know what I'll do is yeah, because I'm still thinking about like situations where an unexpected character comes through. Like what about like the the like the pound sign, right? Not like the pound sign, like the hashtag sign, but like the like British pounds, like the fancy L looking thing. Like I don't anticipate to ever use that, but like what if it comes up in text somewhere and I have to show it on screen for some reason? I think like characters that I don't anticipate to use. Basically, I think basically the way I'll implement it is that I'll make it so that the system. Oh yeah, so sorry, the other value here is height, and this is just an integer. I think I'll make it so that when we encounter a character we haven't seen before, we can like produce that character, but we won't wait for too many characters. Like we won't do all of the characters on the fly. We'll actually we'll like at startup we'll put the expected characters into the dictionary, so that way the likelihood that we have to like whip up a character on the fly is distinctly less. Yeah. Okay. I mean, the alternative is that we could just make like a bad character symbol and just use the bad character symbol for bad characters, or we could just skip bad characters, or like I mean we could do other things too, but I think this is probably a fine way to go about it. Hey, just saw, how's it going? Want to hear a funny story? I my laptop. I swear I didn't do this. My laptop, of its own accord, it switched to power saver mode, and it was running everything in like low performance mode. Yeah. Remember how we were talking about how it seemed like the game was just running artificially slow, and that like there was no good reason why it should be running artificially slow? There wasn't a good reason, but it turns out there was a reason. So like now, for example, oh wow, the frame rate's down to 13 again. So like, huh? I I'm You know what's funny is like one of the things that's always been an issue with this computer is like from the time that I very first got it, it has like it freaks out with the power settings. So I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it's like doing something sketchy now. Uh, I'll give a quick look at. So we're supposed to be on high performance. I I had been using the custom plan "Stop Freaking Out, Please," which it didn't. It continued to freak out. But I I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about this right now. I'm just not gonna worry about it in general because I know that it can run at a nice speed. It's not running at a nice speed, and I don't care about why it's not running at a nice speed right now because I know it can run at a nice speed. I had it running at 44 frames per second last night, so that was enough for me to know that the technology is not fundamentally flawed. The laptop is an Alienware. It is an Alienware. I got it over the summer, so it's relatively new, and I got it last summer, and so it's relatively new, and it's mostly quite good. Although, like the reason I made the power plan named "Stop Freaking Out, Please" is because the first thing it started doing is it would just disable USB ports at random times. Like there's a setting to like dynamically disable USB ports to save on power, but I had that feature disabled. It should not have been dynamically changing USB ports, and even if it should have been dynamically changing USB ports, powering off USB ports, it's not supposed to power off the ones that I'm currently using. It's supposed to power off the ones that I'm not using. But all right, anyways. Like the only thing I plug into the USB is this one mouse that I use like constantly, and it just kept disabling that. So this computer has like had power settings issues from the time I first got it. So yeah, an Alienware, like it's supposed to be a good laptop, and it mostly is. So all right, so our font, right? Let's all right. So now oh yeah, so we want to do these things that we were doing in the text thing. So like we want to set like ASAP equals, oh yeah, oh we specialize, we specify the height up front. So I guess I'll say like oops, doesn't go here. Nope, that does though. What? All right, I don't know what's happened. Okay. Oh, I don't usually define things in here. I might make an exception. Oops, no, not that. Oh, I must have accidentally cut that somehow. All right, so copy this. So ASAP. No, I'll move this. I'll move this somewhere else actually. Let's go. So yeah, where's the font setup? Yeah. So the stuff I'll just put it here instead. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say ASAP. So what is the height of the? So we'll say ASAP char has a height of 35. Oh wait, this is size, not height, but we'll see how that works out. Actually, yeah, well, let's see. Let's also say print. So if ASAP is height of 50, let's see how high these things are. So like print text pause dot height. Height. There we go. Print this. Let's just see. So for if the character, if this font size is 50, like how does that translate to height? Let's. Oh, I did that inside the loop. I did not mean to do that inside the loop. But apparently it's 58. So 50 to 58. All right. So that's like. So yeah. So what? Right. I don't actually want to do this inside the loop, but like what? let's oh right, but then this doesn't exist outside the loop. So wait, what am I trying to do? I guess I'll just do it. Oh yeah, because it's doing it every frame. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. Oh yeah, okay. You know what we'll do is I'm just gonna say ASAP equals Pygame font. I'm gonna say 1 for starters, or actually not even 1. We're gonna say font size equals 1, and then we're gonna do font size, and then we're gonna go because like I don't know, the way I think about these fonts like right now in the game is like in a scale or like in terms of height. So basically, I'm gonna like figure out what the heights are based on the stuff. So right. So font size. So after we do that, we can say font size. Actually, wait. Plus equals 1. Yeah, no, we should put this outside because we don't want this to be part of the loop. And then right. So now the size will get bigger. Oh yeah, so print the other things. Yeah, so where's the print statement? Oh, did I get rid of the print statement? I do still want to include the print statement. Print text pause dot height. I don't like doing dumb scope things, so I'm an idiot and whatever. Text pause equals pygame dot rect 0 0 0 0 0. I don't care. Okay. Oh yeah. So we'll print out both font size and text pause. Yeah. Right. I just want to see how these line up. So we run this and it'll like print out. Whoops. No, didn't like that. Text has 0 width. What? Alright, it doesn't like a font size of 1, apparently. Alright, we'll start with a font size of 2. How's that? Nope, doesn't like that. Shut up, 0 width. Your face has 0 width. Whoops. This is... No, that's... Why does it keep saying 0 width? Just because it doesn't like font sizes that small? Alright, we'll start at 10. I didn't plan on using a font size that small anyways, so I don't care. Awesome. Okay, so I just wanted to print out this list because this is a list of font sizes and heights. So for example, if the old font was 35, apparently I want font size 30, and that'll give us the correct height. Alright, so character font should be size 30, I guess. Good then. And then, oh yeah, hey, look at chat. Sorry, I was not looking at chat. Hey, Ephemeral Cap, how's it going? Jonas, welcome. Rexteria, welcome back. Alright, so, let's, oh yeah, so then the other one, yeah, so what is the other height? So the other height is 52. So ASAP character is going to be that height. ASAP action is going to also basically equal the same thing, except it'll be height 52. Or no, not height of 52, sorry. We want it to be a height of 52, so we'll use height, or font size 45. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I might actually want to shrink it down slightly further, because like I said, I want to add drop shadow, and like right now, this is not these heights are not accounting for drop shadow. So, oh yeah, speaking of which, I want to add drop shadow. So, I think yeah, hold on, wait. So let's not do screwy font size things for a second. Let's just set the font size back to like 50 or whatever. Right, because now it'll go back to normal. Nope. Oh, Wait, what? Oh, that was supposed to be a pound sign to comment it out. All right, so yeah. Oh yeah, it does still do the crazy printing. I don't need to be doing that right now either. Yeah, no. What I want to be doing now is just like getting the drop shadow effect. I just like it's easier to test visuals on like this separate script instead of like having to restart the main script or like interfere with that fun stuff. So, all right, let's do what then? Let's let's look at let's let's continue to obsess about the frame rate of the game. It's like up to 20 seconds now, 20 frames per second. All right, apparently I should just never change it from like high performance because apparently only on high performance will it. Like I set up the stop freaking out power plan to basically be high performance when on power and low perform or like power saver when on battery. But apparently that it just wants to stay on power. It wants to stay on high performance all the time. So whatever, that's fine. High performance all the time. And 20 frames per second is like the 20 frames per second is like the bar that I don't want to dip below. We are dipping slightly below it right now, and hopefully that's just like a temporary thing, and hopefully it'll fix itself, or like hopefully I'll be able to get it better. But like 20 frames per second is roughly. Actually, no, I don't think we even need 20 frames per second. 20 frames per second is what we would have needed to hit the smooth scrolling backgrounds. Oh yeah. Right. If the backgrounds are scrolling at a rate of six and a half like transitions or 6.5 minutes per transition, then we would have had to hit a frame rate of like 20. But actually, I guess it's actually slightly lower. And like it's not bad to have a higher frame rate. I would like to have a higher frame rate, but I don't know. If we're hitting around 20, like that's not the worst thing in the world. Anyways, oh cool, you guys got the good ending. Oh yeah. Actually, that just reminds me. I came to like kind of a realization of like kind of like what I think is like good authoring for like events or like what I want as like the goal for like event authoring, which is vignettes. Whoa, that's caps lock. Vignettes. Which is this is like a small word, but like a big. It represents like a big thing. And I'll come back to that later. But what occurred to me is like so like with the I like the what was it? I like that I like that with for example the betrayal quest the betrayal quest line that we just went on. Like it has like three quests that like the betrayal quest line is always three quests long. And they're I think they're what like there are a lot of possible endings because like well let's see I mean there are 7 quests but each of the so there's 7 quests and so there are 4 endings but each of those but 3 of those endings have like particularly like variable outcomes so like I don't know I was just thinking about like how do I want events structured in general, and I was thinking of like so basically like I was thinking that like a good like general like shape of quests might be along those lines of like basically like short story arcs. I don't necessarily want like massively epic story arcs that last for like days and days because like the script only runs like for like 10 hours at a time most of the time, but like those littler ones I don't know. Anyways, so what's other stuff? What was I actually doing? Oh yeah, I'm actually in the process of changing fonts, so I might as well add that to the yeah, and so specifically I was gonna test drop shadow. So basically blit text oh yeah. Okay. Blit text ASAP render. Okay, so we're gonna say blit text which actually we'll say blit shadow 0 equals equals asap dot render. Oh, actually, yeah. So I'll make the background not. Oh wait, no. What's the? Oh, we're not filling the background yet, which is why it's all black. No, so we'll say was it like graphics dot fill, and then I think it takes a color, so like 0, or no, so like yeah, I was thinking like not pitch black, so like 100 100 100, I guess. Um, is that correct? So now I should have a gray background instead. Yeah, okay. Just checking. So yeah, we'll say blit shadow equals asap render. It'll be the same thing. It'll just be with a different color, which are these terms at the end here. So we do want the text to be white, but we want one of the shadows to be black. This is like a test of roughly what the character text looks like. So we want the drop shadow to be black, and then we also want the shadow 1 to be. Actually, let's bring this up to like 125, 125, like a nice medium tone. And so the other shadow will be like, I don't know, in the range of like 80, 80, 80 or something like that. Actually, no, if I recall correctly, that was actually fairly light. Actually, yeah. So what are the values here? Like how we had it before. Like what are the values that we're actually using here? So like I mean, this isn't exactly it because we actually did color shift it. For example, it's not actually like slightly green tinted, although it used to be at one point. But yeah, so roughly value of 100, value of 0, and then value of 75. Oh, so this is actually pretty light. Well, whatever. We can experiment, see what we like. Yeah, and then the other thing is like we kind of want to do like similar stuff here. So like for example, oh yeah, wait, this one is shadow 0. This one is shadow 1. We basically want to say like shadow or shadow 0. Oops, no, not that. Shadow 0 pause equals blit shadow 0 dot get rect. Maybe my favorite function name. Get rect. And then but then yeah, right. So shadow 0 pause dot, what is it, dot left minus equals I don't know what's for talk says 50. What we said the height was like 58 or something. So let's say it's shifted by like, I don't know, like 6 pixels or something. It's shifted over. Actually, no, it's not shifted that far over. Well, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Whatever, that could be fine. We'll find out. Again, we'll want to like nudge these things around just to. So then the other thing is x. No. Oh no, sorry, not left. The x. X is -6. Y is positive. I don't know, like 10, let's say. Yeah. And so then we will. So then we'll say graphics dot blit. So then graphics dot blit. Was it blit shadow 0 comma shadow 0 pause. All right, I'll come back to shadow 1, but I just want to see what this looks like. See if it works. Whoop. Yeah, right. I forgot to add the position in, so they're all stacked on top of each other. Right. So what do I do there? Oh yeah, I do have to do this again. Here. So except with shadow 0 pause. Shadow 0 pause left plus equal pause. Okay. So now let's see what this looks like. Yeah, okay, so that's like, I mean, that's the effect that I was looking for, although I clearly pushed it too far. It's not supposed to be nearly that far over. So let's instead try like 3 and like 5. See how that looks. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Because like, yeah, so the reason I wanted to do that is just to add like a little bit more contrast to the text. Like we don't really actually have like a like the reason that we had this initially is because like the text would draw over like various backgrounds, and so I was doing this to get it to be like a little more just contrasted, a little more noticeable, a little less likely to like get fuzzed out by whatever background it was over, a little more versatile in terms of like what backgrounds it could draw over. But then we did change it so that all the text actually has a background. You'll notice like the name tags, they have like a backing to them, but the backing is like is relatively minimal. So I think I do want to keep the drop shadow, I guess, is like what I'm getting at. All right, so yeah, so for the other shadow, like, or like for this like other offset shadow, it's actually a lot lighter apparently than I remembered it to be. So like 75, really? All right, so let's try. So instead of 80, 80, 80, let's try. I don't know, like one. What would it be like? Like I don't know, like 200 ish. No, like I don't know, like 190 ish or something. Like 190, 190, 190. Somewhere in that range. And then yeah, basically like this stuff again, except for shadow 1 position, shadow 1 position, shadow 1 position, shadow 1 position, and then also blit shadow 1. Yeah, and then all right. So this one will be offset differently. This will be offset in the positive. So in the x direction it'll be positive, like positive 4 maybe, or maybe this one will be 3 and this one will be 2, and then in the y direction, this will only be like 1, I think. All right, let's see what this looks like, I guess. Oh, except wait, I'm still blitting the wrong things here. So blit shadow 1, blit shadow 1. Yeah, or shadow 1 pause, yeah. So let's see what this treatment looks like. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty close to what I had for the text. I just wanted it to look like nice and contrasty, I guess. Those are my goals, and I feel like we've hit that now. So the one thing that I'll want to do though is, or like another thing that I'll want to do is like, I want to, yeah, by adding the drop shadow, like, okay, so I'm going to take a screenshot of this real quick, so we can look at some of the finer details, because like the way I've set this up so far, oh, yikes, ooh, oh, no, all right, well, let's look at this, so new thing, paste, yeah, so because I'm just like blitting them in order, the drop shadow of like the subsequent character is drawing over the previous character. So the thing that just occurred to me though is that in order to keep the drop shadow, I either have to like widen the characters. I either need to make it so that the characters like have more breathing room on either side, or or the other options are actually worse, I think, because the other options would mean that I would have to like blit the shadows separately, and that's a lot of extra draw calls. So I don't think I want to do that. I mean, oh, so I guess the other thing is that so the other thing I could do, actually, yeah, the other thing I could do, I don't know if I necessarily want to do this either. The other thing I could do is just let it get cut off. Like this A still respects like the size that it's supposed to be, because like the shadow that extends like off the edge of the screen just gets cut off. Like it doesn't like resolve the, so like it doesn't have like the, it doesn't come to the natural point that it would. So that's like the other thing I could do. Although that's probably going to look a little bit weird. So, gosh, what do I want to do? Uh, I could make the offsetting less extreme. Like instead of off by 2 and 5, I could just have it off by like 1 and, or maybe like, yeah, maybe like it's, maybe I'll be offset by like 1 and 3. Maybe this one will be offset by like 2 and 1 or something like that. Uh, or maybe even just like 1 and 1. Because like I said, I don't need much. I mean, this is technically still doing the same thing. It's just like it's not as severe. Like you can't even really notice that the A and the G are doing that thing anymore. Um, yeah, maybe this will be 1 and 1. So that effect will be very subtle. In fact, I mean, I could even just get rid of that part of the effect. But actually, I like this. I think this looks actually quite good. So yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, no, I think this is actually quite good. Oh, yeah. So one thing to keep in mind is that, oh, right, but I'll be using a smaller font. So actually, right, yeah, no, I'm actually only using font size 30. So does this still look okay at font size 30? And I guess at font size 30, I'll probably want this to be like 1 and 2. But I can't go smaller than 1 because this is on a pixel. These aren't pixel coordinates. So, I mean, the other thing I could do is like instead of like having the drop shadow as offset, I could have the drop shadow as like a slightly larger character size. Like I could actually draw the. How does this? Wait, did that actually get smaller? It doesn't feel like that actually got smaller. Did I forget to change something? Did that actually get smaller? What if I make this like 10? Oops, did not mean to duplicate that. Is that... No, that's not actually getting smaller, is it? Why is that not actually getting smaller? Uh, um, uh, oh, right, because I'm using font size here. Oh, and font size is... Right, okay. Right, I remember now. So yeah, let's see what it would look like at size 30. Wait, was 30 what I was using? Over here, yeah, 30-ish. And if it's slightly different size, like I can tweak the visual slightly. I want to, like I'm yeah, so it's kind of doing the thing again where like the characters are like slightly overlapping because like they're like they got shrunk down, but like they're also, yeah, so like it's not that bad. I think this is livable. The thing is, so yeah, but the thing is actually the way I'm setting up these characters, it'll actually be it will be like the choppy thing that I said before. Like the shadow that extends like too far to the side will actually just get like severed slightly. But hopefully that'll also be fine. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like this is like mostly fine. And so I'll just proceed with this for now, and then wait for like, I don't know, who knows? Something could come up, but we'll wait for something to go wrong before we worry about it. So yeah, so we'll do something like this, and then yeah. So I guess yeah. I mean, I guess something like this is fine enough. Oh yeah, yeah. I guess I'll want like a definition for like the fabrication of a character. I guess because like I said, we'll fabricate most of our characters up front, but then some of them will want to fabricate on the fly, I guess. So, yeah. Excuse me. Okay, so, let's, yeah, let's set up this, this thing that we're doing. I'm actually gonna, like, basically, like, copy this, what we have here, because this is, like, you know, a lot of, like, what we want, so... right, so we'll say, so yeah, how should I do this? I guess I could, I'll say, yeah, I'll say, so it'll be like, def, def, like, yeah, I'll just call it, like, def, fabricate, character, fabricate, fabricate, fabricate character, and it'll take a character, and it will take a font. And that way I don't have to have two separate definitions for for fabricating different character sets. I can just make those values, like the offsets and like the sizes and stuff like that. I can just make those aspects of the font itself, and so we just pass in the font and set and fabricate the character. Oh yeah, because we have to pass in the font anyways, because we have to know for which font we're fabricating the character, and the character will end up in that font once we're done with it. So, like, this needs to get cleaned up a lot and like converted and blah blah blah. But I'll just do that for now. And then right, because yeah, so the thing that was occurring to me is that our definition of a font now needs to have shadow 0, offset x, shadow 0 offset y, shadow 1 offset x, shadow 1 offset y, shadow 1 offset x, shadow 1 offset y. It needs shadow 0 color. It needs shadow 1 color. Shadow 1 color. It needs what else does it need? That might be it. Oh, and then just like text color. Text color. I might excuse me. I might I might change my mind about how I have it set up, but like right now the action tags that show up on screen, the action text is actually a slightly different color. It's like tinted orange-ish, for no particular reason, I guess. I did that actually because I don't know. I heard that like orange is the color that like the human eye perceives most, or like most. It's like the most. It's the most overt color to like the human eye. So I wanted the action tags to be like eye-catching. So I don't know. It's very subtle, and who knows? It might not even be like perceptible, but whatever. Okay. I just want the like because like I technically have it so that the colors are like different right now. I might as well set it up so that I can have different colors. I don't know that I'll necessarily want different colors, but like I have before. Mark Lander, hey, how's it going? Welcome. All right, so these, right, those were not actually for there. These are actually for, where was it? It's like way up here. Our definition of a, wait, where? Yeah, here it is. Our definition of a font. Yeah. Wait, what is space? What is the space value of a font? What is that about? Space. Space? Why did I add space value? Oh, this is our old definition of a font. We had an old definition of a font. I forgot about that. All right, no, I meant for this to be a new definition of a font. I was like, why did I add a space? Okay. Yeah, I forgot we had an old definition of a font. Whoops. All right, well, we can get rid of it because it's very different. What is a space? I bet it's like one of those things that like I added in for some reason that I never actually used it. Space. No, I do use it for something. Space. I have no clue. I have no clue what I use that for. I mean, I'm looking at it right now and I have no clue what I'm using it for. The area equals the space times the character. Oh, yeah, no, I remember what I used that for. I use that because a better term might have been like position, because like we saw, like the font assets I've been using, they're all on one sheet, and so the space had to do. Wait, no. I don't know what it had to do with. It had something to do with the fact that like they're all on one sheet, and so like they're all at a different position on the sheet, but whatever. So let's 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 not care about that. Yes. Let's just nuke the whole definition of the previous definition of a font. Nuke it from space. All right. So, yeah, okay. So shadow offset. I mean, I'll just initialize all these like whatever because we need to set these to things at a later juncture. All right. So this is I don't know 0 0 0. This is equals 0 for now. Equals 0. Equals 0 0 0. This is the worst font. It's just all on top of itself. It's just plain black font actually. All right, but there we go. So yeah, let's right. So oh weird. Yeah. Oh weird. Huh. All right, so sorry, I was just thinking about like how like we blit these together. Like it's gonna be a little curious. So let's look at what we have set up down here for like how we started to go about it. So the yeah, so blit. So right, so all these things that just reference like whatever. There's gonna be like font dot blit shadow 0. There's gonna be like font. Oh wait. Oh no wait. No, that's not gonna be like that. What is? Right. So it's gonna be like so there's gonna be like font. There's gonna be like font dot blit. Or no, font dot shadow 0 color. Actually, are those variables still on my clipboard? Yeah, because I just so I remember what I named them. Right, so this is gonna be like shadow 0 color, and then this is gonna be this is gonna be char, and I need to do more setup work, but I'm basically just converting what we have here first. So this is gonna be font dot shadow offset. Shadow 0 offset X. Yeah. This is going to be font dot shadow 0 offset Y. This is going to be this is not a real thing. This one we can get rid of for now. This is going to change as well, but graphics.blit. So no, it'll be like if anything it'll be like char. Oh no, it'll be char.image.blit. But we still need to do more setup there. Blit shadow. Okay, so yeah, so then this is font dot shadow 1 color, and this is font dot shadow 1 offset X. This is font dot shadow 1 offset Y, and this is font dot text color. Yeah. Okay. And so yeah. So again. So so it's not going to be graphics.blit. It's going to be like char dot image dot blit, and yeah. Oh, we can get rid of, yeah, right. We can get rid of this plus equals pause business, plus equals pause. And the pause plus equals, because pause isn't even a real thing here anymore. Yeah, okay, so the other thing, though, is that, so right, we're going to say shadow 0 position. Right, actually, so oddly enough, right, after we do the shadow 0 thing, we're going to say char.img equals pygame. So, okay, so despite the fact that, like, we're blitting this several times in different colors and, like, on different, and, like, putting them in different positions, they're all going to be the same character, so they're all going to be the same character size. Oh, Mark Lander, you say interesting Trusty Bard reaction. Trusty Bard, that event was written by Asado, as you'll notice. It says in the outcome, it says author Asado 999. So yeah, that was a. If it seems like Trusty Bard is speaking with a different voice, it's because that was written by a different author. So there you are. Okay, so let's yeah, pygame dot surface, and it's going to be of the size. So right, so I was saying like even though these things are going to be off, the shadows are going to be like offset. The shadows and the characters are all going to be the same size. So just because we calculated the shadow first, I'm going to use the shadow 0 position as the rectangle for the image itself, and then after I use it for that purpose, then we offset it and then we blit it onto that surface. So it will be offset from, yeah, it will be offset, but, and like I said, it'll also be like slightly clipped off the edges because it'll be offset. But I don't know, maybe I should test this. Maybe I should test this approach just to make sure that I like how it looks, because like I'm trying to picture how it looks and I can't exactly. So all right, so I'll say like it's like char img equals actually no, I guess I can do it the way that I was doing it before, right after we do this. So char img equals pygame dot surface based on shadow 0 position, and then right, so instead of blitting directly to graphics, let's blit to char img. Oh, and yeah, for this we don't need to be doing the pause thing either. So we don't have to do this. We just have to blit to char img first. And so we'll put this here. Or no, wait, hold on. No, pause. Yeah, pause doesn't equal text pause. Text pause. No, actually, wait, I can put this here. Yeah, I can put this here, and then I can just say, wait, left does not plus equal pause. Right, so after we do this, then we can just say graphics dot blit char image comma text pause. I guess is this right? So nope, does not work. Char img. Oh right, it's not initialized with the full rectangle. It's just initialized with the width and the height. So all right, so width dot shadow 0 pause dot width and shadow 0 pause dot height. Yeah. All right, let's try that then. I just yeah, because we're clipping a few pixels off the edges, and I just want to make sure. What are you talking about? Size needs to be. Oh, these are not. These aren't integers? How are these not integers? They're integers, trust me. Trust me. They're integers. Now you're going to complain that it's that they weren't round numbers. Of course you're not. Or, of course you're. Oh, was that the problem? That it was Haddo instead of Shadow? I don't know where I introduced that error. Still complaining. What are you talking about? They're literally integers at this point. Oh, you're complaining that they're not. Yeah, no, you're complaining that they're not in an additional set of parentheses. Parentheses everywhere. All the parentheses, all the time. All right, there we go. All right, so they're drawing on top of each other again because I'm apparently not updating pause. Oh yeah, right. So I'm doing pause equals, right. I'm not doing the other one. I'm not doing text pause dot x plus equals pos, right? Oh, and I can do this, I should be doing this in the opposite order. Well, actually, I guess it doesn't technically matter, but whatever. Or does it? I forget if it technically matters. Okay. So, oh, whoa, no, 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 no. Why is there that black background? Because Pygame can't do transparent surfaces. Can Pygame not do transparency on surfaces? I think I encountered this once before. Or I think I tried to do this once before and I couldn't figure out how to get Pygame surface transparent. Oh, color key transparency makes a single color value transparent? Wait, what? I need to use a chroma key for the... Alright, sure. Set alpha. Excuse me. Sorry. What is set alpha? Is that... It says the alpha value for the full why was I not able to say that? For the full surface image. Okay. So wait, maybe if I just set alpha is alpha like full. 0 is fully transparent. Maybe if I just do that up front. So like as soon as I do the char image thing, what if I just do char image dot or char image wait, not char dot image, char underscore image. What was it? Set alpha 0. Set alpha 0. Is that how? Wait, was it? It was set underscore alpha, right? Yeah. Okay. Right. Maybe that's better. No. Apparently, despite the fact that I draw over that. Apparently, despite the fact that I draw over whatever, I'll just do the chroma key thing, I guess. All right. So char image. So dumb, but whatever. Char image dot fill, because we can just use the same chroma key, because we know that chroma key color, like the same chroma key, like the bright pink color, that you guys can never see because I use it as my chroma key for like all the on-screen stuff. We can just use that again. I'm pretty sure it's 255 0 255 and then alright, so instead of setting alpha, we'll just set the chroma key color. So set color key with the color. Alright, so set so instead of setting alpha, we'll set color key, and it'll be oops, this is supposed to be probably in more parentheses. Always parentheses, all the parentheses. So 255 0 255. Hey, that's a new follower sound. Melchiorus. Sorry for mispronouncing your name, but welcome to the channel and thank you for following. Alright, let's see if this works. It should, right? It should work. Yeah. So I'm noticing a little bit of like pink around the edges. Maybe that solves our drop shadow issue. I mean, no, that's just kind of funny to me that it does that. No, you know what we can do is right now we're using aliasing, and I think if we just stop using aliasing, then it would probably resolve that automatically. Let's see. So that should get rid of the pink edges. Yeah. Although now it's aliased, right? So, I mean, I was half joking at first, but I actually like using that like that if it's gonna put in like a weird edge, then like I could use that weird edge to our advantage, I guess. Are there other ways that I can like change the color key to like the color tolerance, so like color color key, no, because like with the way like you can occasionally catch like a light pink edge in side quest, but the way I keep that to a minimum is by like just changing like the tolerance levels, which OBS lets you do. Apparently Pygame does not let you do that. So I do have a few options here. Like no, wait, no. I don't have that many options. I was gonna say like I could just not use transparency because like the text doesn't actually render over like a transparent background. Anyways, like we talked about earlier, it does have that backing to it, right? The thing is that backing color changes per environment, and so in order to preserve that, I would either have to make a different character set per environment, or I would have to standardize that. And I don't want to. I like that those colors are kind of like they're like I pick those colors specifically for each environment, so that way they're less overt. Like now they're in the snow, that backing color is like a light gray color because like that's what the snowy background mostly is. It's like a light gray color. And like so in the forest it's like a light green color, in the mountains it's like a burnt orange color. So I'm gonna try using the color key to my advantage. I'm gonna say that the color key is zero, is 000, and I'm gonna say that this is that oh yeah, right. We're gonna fill it with zero. We're gonna fill it with blackness, and then we're gonna use like, instead this value is gonna be like I don't know, like what, like 65, I guess. So like 65, 65, 65, and so now the shadow won't be quite as dark, but it'll, yeah. I mean that's like kind of what we had earlier, right? Yeah. Hold on, let's get a closer look, because I think like I think the internal edges here are no longer aliased, but I think the outer edge is actually still technically aliased. So I don't know if that's gonna bother me or not. I'm gonna take a screenshot and like look at it a little closer. I mean we're not actually gonna ever see it closer. Wait, no, it's fully aliased because I didn't undo the aliasing. It only looked less aliased because I'm using more similar tones. So all right, so now that we're doing it that way, let's re-enable the aliasing, and see how we like it then. I actually didn't even, it's funny, I didn't even notice the aliasing as much that time. I think just because we're using like more similar tones. All right, so this is probably fine. I think this is probably it. Oops, what did I just do? Oh yeah, I meant to do print screen. Because this is like, this I think this looks fine actually. It's funny. So we're using black as the color key. And so we're not using black as the drop shadow anymore, but because we're using black as the color key, it's like it's giving it like a feathered black edge because we're aliasing and it can't clear out the color key perfectly. So that's fun. That's kind of fun. Yeah, and I think this is good and fine. Good fine. Fine good fine. I think we'll call this a treatment. All right, so yeah, so we'll want to do these things as well. We'll want to do where did this go? This went right above chart, or right below chart image. So like as soon as we say, oh yeah, right. So the other thing that I noticed about chart image is that it does not take a single term. It doesn't take a single term of rect. It takes a pair of so this shadow zero pause, width and height are the two terms as a single term that it takes. Alright, cool. And then, yeah, what else? So the rest of that was pretty good. I don't think I changed much else other than that. Except this is not char underscore image, this is char dot image. And then, Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. The whole reason I was doing that was not to check the. It was not actually to even like pay attention to. Oh wow! Did not close any of these. These are all still like open and like running. Apparently, why are they all still running and open? Why did these not get closed? Pygame, you weirdo. Do do do. All right, so I'm just closing these without accidentally closing side quest. Hopefully. Do do do. Do do do. Don't mind me. All right. Go away. Go away. And actually, wait, I didn't want to close the most recent one actually because I did want to. Right. The the thing that I actually wanted to look at here was had nothing to do with the with that necessarily. The thing that I came here to look at initially was like to see how these line up, and that lines up better. Like they're not like clipping over. Like technically the edge of the A is a little cut off, but it doesn't like when I look at the edge of the A, I don't think, oh look, that's like weirdly cut off or anything. It just like looks okay. So yeah. Once again, super good find. Good find, super find, good. I don't know. That aliasing is a little inconsistent for my taste, so maybe I'll yeah, wait, maybe one thing I'll do is to bring down the shading tone because I used like 65, 65, 65, but it seems that this like thing seems to have like basically zero tolerance. So I think if I put it down to like I don't know, even if I put it down to like 25, I'm guessing it would probably be uh it'd probably still be unable to differentiate those colors, maybe? I don't know. I just want to see how this compares. So print screen. And when I'm print screening, I keep hitting Control Shift or Control A or something like to try and like select all copy, but no. Okay. Uh, wait. Here we go. Paste. Wait. Did that work? Was it actually? Did I not? Function Alt print screen. Ah. Well, if it changed anything, it was very subtle. Maybe it just didn't change anything. Hard to tell. That was definitely a change. Oh, it did change. It did change something. All right, so no, it's a very subtle change. But it was the difference between these two versions, and like that really didn't do anything. Actually, I don't know. It might be slightly better. Yeah, no, I guess that's technically slightly better. All right, so I'll keep it like this. This is good. Okay, so we'll probably use these values that we're testing over here. So like the shadow 0 color will probably be the 25, 25, 25. And I can worry about that later. Actually, no, I might as well do it now. Actually, yeah, let's go back to here. So shadow 0 color will probably be 25, 25, 25. I think shadow 1 color looked okay. Or so. Oh wait, no, that's not how we do that. Wait, no, never mind. That stays as that up here. Oh, do I have to? Oh, and why are there so many values for the text color? There's only supposed to be 3. It just occurred to me, like, do I have to set like, do I have to do these things here as well? I don't know if I do, but I'm going to, just in case, because I don't trust Python. Python is a sneaky deaky. And oops, indent. So just like I know, like with like lists and dictionaries, I have to do like this. I don't know if tuples are the same way or what. But I'm not gonna worry about that. So yeah. All right, whatever. Right, no, I didn't actually mean to come up here. No, if anything, I want to start actually defining what these fonts are. So yeah, if I wanted to do that, I would do it here. So like so we'll say like font. Oh well, yeah, actually, I guess we can kind of convert what we had going on here. So font font char equals font font. So now it's like font char dot img equals. Oh no. Fonts don't have images anymore. No, wait, never mind. Fonts have wait, I guess hold on. I'm going to copy and paste those values one more time. Because I do have to set all of these. Actually, the height, I guess we'll get... No, I'll specify the height. No, I don't have to specify the height. No, I do... I don't have to specify the height, but I do want to keep track of the height. I'll have to specify either the height or the font size. Yeah. Either one of those is fine. I don't have to set the chars dictionary because that'll just kind of happen automatically. But yeah, these are the things that I want to. Oops. These are the things that I want to be setting for this thing. So or height. Yeah, height. No, like I said before, height. Height will be calculated automatically. The first time I render a character or something. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So, yeah, I guess I won't want to forget about it. I will want to do it at some point. Just not first thing. So yeah, so font char, dot height. We'll want to set, oops, not dot font char height, font char dot height. Yeah, okay. So size. So character font. Oh yeah, what did we figure out? Like the size. We did calculate this earlier, right? It was like because we did this thing, and I think we found that like. Did I not? I thought I might have jotted it down somewhere, but I forget if I did. So. That's plenty, more than plenty. Alright, so for a height of 35, yeah, we want size 30. Right, because it was 35 that we used to have? Yeah, okay. So size equals 30, and yeah, okay. So again, this is like for font char dot size, and then so font char dot. Well, yeah. So all of these things will be font char dot, 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 font char dot. Okay, so yeah, text color. So text color will be 255, 255, 255. Shadow color. I liked it. I liked the look that we had going here. So 190, 190, 190. I might drop it down slightly. 180. No, no, I liked it how it was. I don't know why I would just make an arbitrary change to it. 190, 190, 190. So yeah, what did I use as the offsets? It was like 1 and 1 for the. Yeah, so it was 1 and 1 for these, and it was yeah. So this was 25, 25, 25, 25, as I recall. And this was 1, but then this one was -1. Or no, this one was like 2. Yeah, -1 and 2. Okay. Good. Yeah. So. Oh, you know what? I was just thinking yeah, actually maybe for this actually, yeah, let me try something else real quick, actually, now that I think about it. Because wait, so let's re-deactivate the thing where the font size changes, and I don't need it printing that anymore. Yeah, it was just occurring to me, like, I don't need any, like, Y offset for the other shadow. The other offset can just be, like, strictly lateral. And then this one doesn't have to be as low anymore. Because, like, one thing I noticed is, like, with characters like lowercase g, whoops, that was really tiny. With characters like lowercase g, where oh shoot, I keep rerunning the script and losing my data. Yeah, I was noticing before with like the lowercase g, the drop shadow was like getting cut off a little bit on the bottom of the screen. So this is probably not going to be a huge difference, but let's see. Yeah, this just looks a little cleaner overall, right? Like this one looks a little bit, it looks a little like downwardly stretched, whereas this one is just like, I don't know, I like that a little better. Yeah, okay, so we'll probably go with that instead. Yes, so that was what? So 1, 1, and 1, 0, or -1, 1, and then 1, 0. -1, 1, and then 1, 0. Yeah, okay. Good. Good, good. Um, yeah, so, cool. Alright, so now we can do the, so we'll want to do, so, yeah, right, so this, what happens here is we'll want to start, like, pre-populating the, oh, right, and I'm not done with the fabricate character thing. And I also need to do this for, okay, so this stuff doesn't matter anymore. You can get rid of this, and then I'll want to do the same thing for the action font. Oh yeah, and like this doesn't matter. Well, all right. Well, okay. So let's let's start with let's finish this up. So great, because graphics.blade. No, we don't ultimately do that, and we don't do the text position stuff either. Blit text. Oh yeah, no. The last thing that we do is oh no. Okay, so no, we do the text pause thing, but the last thing that we do is char.img dot blit. Oh. Wait, all these char.img things, all these references to char are not correct. It's not just char. Char is like the character that comes in, but what we actually want to do with that, I mean, we could pass it in this way, but like, I think instead I'm going to do it like this instead. I'm going to say it's actually like font dot char's index char is what we want to do with that. Yeah, and that way I can just pass in the name of the char. So yeah, all these references are going to be references to this instead. Doop-a-doop. Doop-a-doop. And yeah. Okay. And then let's is this actually correct now? Is this like all good and nice and whatnot? I don't know. Maybe. I guess I could test it out. No, this I think that's pretty good. Because all we are ultimately doing here is oh. Wait, no, there's one other thing that I want to do. Is right, so it's right off the bat, I should be setting that font char's char equals char character. Yeah. Right. Because, right, if it's not a character yet. Oh, are we setting the width? No, we're not setting the width. Right, okay, so that's the other thing we have to do. So we have to say, font char dot width equals what? So it'll be like img, or it'll just be text pause dot width actually. Text pause dot width. Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. So because all we have to do in here is we have to set we have to initialize it to be a new character, fabricate the character, image fully, based on our font. Oh yeah, based on our font. Oh wait. Yeah. Wait. So we have to pass in. Right. No. We have to pass in. We have to pass in both the font and the. Right. Kind of forgot about that part. ASAP. Right. ASAP is not a thing actually. So we need to know what like this is. So it'll be so char font and like pi font or something like that. I don't know. Right. So these references to ASAP are actually references to pi font. And so when we go to fabricate a character, we'll tell. Actually, I guess pi font can be a. Oh yeah, no, pi font. Actually, now that I think about it, pi font can actually just be a quality of the font. So it'll be like font.pi font actually. So where are we referencing pi font? Yeah, so it'll just be like font.pi font. font.pyfont, font.pyfont, and then so instead of asap char, it'll be font char dot pyfont, and instead of asap action, it'll be font action dot pyfont, and of course we haven't declared these yet, so we'll want to move this stuff down here. Like so, and pyfont is not a thing yet, so let's yeah, how do we initialize this? Pyfont equals pygame dot font. Can I just do that? Is that legit? I mean, I could just leave it as like empty data too, I think. I think I don't even technically have to like be declaring these things here. I'm just allowed to like just make them up as I go. I don't know, we'll see. I might need to change that to initialize in like a more correct way. Well, let's look at what Pygame says about fonts. Font. Yeah, it kind of... Whatever, I'm just going to leave it, like, empty for starters. Maybe I just shouldn't even... Nah, whatever, this is fine. I don't care, that's fine. Alright, so... Excuse me. Yeah, what do I, so now what do I, how's the frame rate doing? Oh gosh, look at all these other scripts that have run. I should probably close the rest of those. Actually, I probably, yeah. Yes. I should probably should have saved the one that, with the one where I actually like change the font size so I can figure out what the other font size I want is. But I can just do that one more time. Right, so that's fine. What was the target height that I'm looking for? The target height is was like 45. I know I've looked this up like before, but it was 52. 52 was the other target size. Oh, and I think the answer was 45, right? Because to get height 52, yeah. Okay, 40. I did remember correctly, kind of. All right, so I'm gonna copy all this, and yeah. So I want to do basically the same things again, except for font action. Excuse me. So oh, I did put these numbers down already. I put them here. All right, whatever. So size. Oh yeah. So I don't have to keep track of size because we already we have our Python to keep track of size. So there, we actually are all set with that. And I mean, I don't know. I might want to keep that information around for another purpose, but I don't have a purpose for it yet, so I'm not going to worry about it yet. Alright, so I can get rid of this stuff. Font dictionary. I think it's font dictionary. Oh yeah. Yeah, we don't need that anymore. We don't need any of this stuff anymore. I won't get rid of that stuff yet, but okay. So then, right, so, for now, I'm not going to change this much. I'm just going to probably just leave it like that. So what would this look like? Like that? It would, we don't have to do the font size thing. It would, so if it was just 45 instead, I can tweak those things later. If it's just 45, alright, so the shadowing does look a little bit thin, so I actually might want bump up the. I could go to like 2. I could just like double all these, so like -2, 2, 2, 0. How'd that look? Yeah, something like that's fine. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, so doop doop. And I'm like I said before, I might want to fiddle with the colors and stuff, but for right now, I'm not going to worry about that. So yeah. So now we need to change like how we blit this stuff. So let's go to our definitions that we have like currently for like how we blit this stuff. I'm technically actually okay. I'm technically okay with like how things are now. Like I don't really have to change stuff. But like I don't have to change. Actually, I don't remember. I don't actually know what I meant. I was referencing when I said I have to change stuff. But like, all right, let's go to yeah. So like blit char. No, wait. Why am I not? Control F. Blit char or blit text. Blit text. Where do we find this? Blit text. Yeah, action and char. So right. So global graphics. Yes. Global font dictionary. Sure. No, we don't need font dictionary anymore. I'm actually gonna like basically rewrite this for starters. And I'm gonna leave the other version of it right there for just for reference purposes. For starters. Right. So we don't need font dictionary. Distance equals the length of the, yeah, we can't, oh yeah. Oh, weird. All right. Yeah, we can't do this like this anymore because we don't know the length up front. Because the font used to be monospaced, in order to like figure out like the length of the font, we just had to or like the width of the font, we just had to multiply oh. Yeah, I know what we can do. We used to just have to multiply the length of the string by the whatever. But okay, so instead we'll say like I don't know, like text text what are we gonna do here? Like text sorry, I'm just like thinking of thinking about right, so like the idea with the whole text thing is like basically we take small pieces. It's kind of like the character system. Oh, yeah. I might want to do a test sometime about like how much the like how like so one of the things I've noticed about the way the game runs is that the backgrounds seem to have a greater effect on the frame rate of the game than the than the adventure art. Like rendering the adventures seems to be a lot less difficult for the game than to render the backgrounds. Even though the adventures have like a lot more little parts and pieces to them, it seems like the fact that the backgrounds are just so wide and expansive is like the bigger hit to rendering. So I was just thinking with text, like, is there going to be like, I don't know. I guess my hunch, or like, just judging by that, like, preliminary indications would be that like there's no specific advantage to. I was thinking I could instead of like re-rendering the text every frame as like individual characters, I could like save like the words, because like the text doesn't change. It's not like just like random spinning letters and numbers appearing on screen. It's like it's like a word that appears on screen. Like it's either an action tag which stays on screen for a while, or it's like a or it's like the name tags, which is like so if I wanted to, I could I mean, like if I wanted to, I could go so far as to, like for the events that have like fixed action tags, I could like cache their action tags, so that way like we don't have to re-render them very often.